Hi there guys, today I want to talk about one of the best Blender add-ons out there. An add-on that saved me tons of time, add-on that allowed me to finish my projects in time, add-on that I actually made money with, and also add-on that allowed me to learn Blender way faster. So that add-on is BlenderKit add-on. Some of you guys might be already familiar with it. It's been out there for a while, and basically this is the add-on that allows you to download 3D assets like 3D models, materials, lighting, pre-made scenes, and stuff like that. It basically becomes integral part of the Blender's UI once you install it, and you can seamlessly with one click import 3D models and materials. It's so natural to use it once you get used to it, and believe me, you will get used to it in a matter of hours. So without further ado, I'll show you how to install it and how to use it. So let's get started. Downloading BlenderKit add-on is pretty straightforward. You just need to go on blenderkit.com and download BlenderKit, then hit download again, and now you need to save it on your hard drive. Now you need to go to Blender, go to Edit, Preferences, Add-ons, and click on Install. And here you need to navigate to the folder where you downloaded the BlenderKit add-on, click on it and click Install add-on. Now I'm not going to install it because I already have it installed, and here when you find it, it needs to be checked like this, and you can also choose where your assets are going to be downloaded, and you can choose thumbnail size for the previews of the assets, which we are going to see later, and you can choose number of rows and columns and stuff like that. Okay, and once you install it, you will have it right here first, and here you can log in and see your plan. Right now I actually have my assets uploaded, so I can see my uploads and log out. Also you will be able, if you want, to upload your 3D models here. So not only that you can actually make money with using this add-on if you have some projects, but you can also earn money by selling your assets here. And not only 3D models, you can also sell materials, 3D scenes and stuff like that. Okay, that's pretty much it. Let's move forward. Okay, so once you have BlenderKit add-on installed, you will have this BlenderKit bar here. And this is where you control everything. This is where you download your 3D models. This is where you download your materials. This is where you download brushes. This is where you filter stuff. You will do everything here, and I will show you in a minute how. Let's go now and explain the icons. This here icon is for showing and hiding assets. When you click on it, you will have now assets shown, and when you click again, assets will be hidden, and then you can continue working on your scene. Okay, let's now show the assets. This first icon here is for 3D models. It says find models. The second icon is for materials, and when you click on it, it automatically shows some materials here. This third icon is for scenes, for pre-made 3D scenes. And this icon here is for HDRI lighting. And the last one here is for the brushes. Here you have a search bar if you know what you are searching for. This icon we already explained, and this icon here is for saved assets. So once you save the asset for later, you will find the asset here. When I click on it, I don't have anything in brushes, but I have saved assets in 3D models. And when I click on it again, it will just show recent models, not my saved models. Okay, so this icon here is for categories. When you click on it, you will have additional categories for, in this case, because 3D models are selected, these are the categories of 3D models. If we select materials and now click on categories, it will be categories of the materials. And that goes for the scenes as well. Now we have scene categories. Now we have HDRI categories. And now we have categories for brushes. Okay, let's go back to 3D models. Here you have filters. And this will really help you to narrow down your search and to save tons of time. But I will further explain this very soon. Okay, so let's begin with the models. Once you click on models, you will have some models shown here. If you hover over the model, you will have this large thumbnail. So you can really preview how the model looks like when it's rendered. You will also have a name of the asset. You will, in the bottom right corner, have the name of the artist, and in bottom left corner, you will have the rating of this asset. If you want to navigate this list further, you can scroll down to go forward and scroll up to go backwards. You can also use these arrows, whatever you like the most. Okay, now if you want to search for something specific, like a car, you type it here, hit enter, and now you have cars. Okay, now you can list with a scroll, find the car that you like, maybe something, I don't know, let's try this one. You click on it, just a left click, and it gets downloaded into your scene. And if we switch here to rendered preview, you will see that it already has materials, textures, everything. Okay, now let's go and see what happens when you right click on the asset. So go and right click, and here you will see the description of the asset. This is where artists usually write important things about the 3D model, like they will let you know if the model is rigged right here, and if it's made with geometry nodes and stuff like that. You will also have ratings, and this is no feature here. You will also have some comments here. You will have info about the author, and you will have properties, which is probably the most important. You will have stuff like resolution and size, and also file size. So here you can bookmark the asset to save it for later and find it here in saved assets. So let's go and try that. You can even do it here, or right click on it and bookmark it. And now when you go to bookmarked assets, you can say it right here. Okay. Also, you can search for it online on BlenderKit's website. And that is basically everything that you will use here in this menu. Moving forward, okay, I will just now turn off this saved assets, so it shows us all the cars that we listed. And I don't think that I need to explain categories. They are pretty straightforward. If you need something that's like, let's say chair, you will find it in architecture, and if you click here on these arrows, you will go to subcategory, and here you can find, well, obviously you can't find share here, you can find it in interior, yes. So let's go in subcategory of interior, and you can see how many chairs you have here. If you click on chairs, and if you remove this car here and hit enter, you will have all chairs listed, and there is like thousands of them. Okay, the most important thing here are filters, especially if you are using free version of the BlenderKit add-on. If you click here, search engine will show you free assets first, and then later when it runs out of free assets, it will show you paid assets. Okay, we'll show all the assets. You can also choose the style, like if you need realistic or low poly or anime or something like that. And here you can check the geometry nodes. So basically, if you are looking, okay, let's remove categories. And if you, for example, look for grass, and you checked geometry nodes here, filter, you will only be able to see geometry-based grass. So if you don't want grass that's made with particle system, which is pretty heavy for PC, you can filter them by geometry nodes, and that's pretty useful. Okay, let's remove grass. Let's stick to the cars. Okay, so here you have designed in year. When you click on it, you can choose for specific models, in which you can choose models from specific year. So for example, if we typed here car, and let's say we want some older car, and we want something that's manufactured from 1950s to 1960s, sorry, 1960s, hit enter. And now we will only be able to see some old-timer cars. This option is pretty useful if you are doing some project that has a theme that happen in some specific timeline. I bet that you will use that sometimes. You can also filter assets by poly count. That's pretty straightforward. By texture resolutions, if you want something with lower res textures, you do it here. And one of the most important filters is file size. If you check file size here, you can choose to basically have maximum file size of, let's say, 20 megabytes. And it will only show you assets that are 20 megabytes or less. And that's super useful if you have some huge scene and you want to save memory and you want to be able to actually finish that scene without Blender crashing down. Okay, moving forward, we have this condition. So basically, this is basically for products. You can choose new, used, old, desolate. Pretty useful stuff. And here you can specify if you want to look for animated objects. And you can see that all of these cars are in some way animated, rigged, or stuff like that. So this one is pretty useful. And here quality limit is for quality of assets that's rated by the community here. So if you don't want to work with anything that's below 8, you set 8 here, and lower quality assets won't be shown. That's pretty useful stuff. And here you can choose a license. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now let's move to materials. With materials, it's also pretty straightforward. You can scroll and pick material, or you can type in here, let's say asphalt. Hit enter, and then you will have asphalt. So I don't know, let's maybe choose this one. Okay, and now you can see that we have asphalt in our scene, but we can also do that with simply dragging and dropping this material on the plane. And same goes for the car. If we want to look for a car paint, let's say, and we want to change the color of our car, we can do that simply by dragging and dropping this material on the part of the car. You see? It's awesome. You can also search for materials by categories here. There's a lot. And you can filter them by texture-based, procedural, and file size, also quality limit as well. This is super useful if you want to work only with procedural materials and to save up some memory on your PC. This option is awesome. And here you can choose scenes. Now I'm not going to do that, but it's pretty straightforward. You have pre-made scene. What you see on thumbnail is what you actually get. So maybe you designed some chair in 3D and you simply need a living room to render your chair in it, or to render your chair for a client. You can simply click on this scene, click append and hit OK. And once downloaded, it will be shown here as a new scene. Now I'm not going to download them. They are pretty big sometimes, but you get the idea. It's for product visualization mostly. You can have some fun here. Some of them are also pre-animated. You can explore and see what works for you. Okay, moving forward to HDRIs. Here you can pick different lighting setups for your scene. So right now, let me show you. Let's switch to render view. I don't have any light source here, but this here area light. But if I want to achieve some level of photorealism quickly, I can probably add this city here by left clicking on it and choosing resolution. I'm going with this lower resolution for now, not with 4K. Hit OK. And then now you can see we have some realistic lighting. And if we go back to materials and again search for car paint and find something that's more metallic, maybe this one, you will be able to see how this HDRI is actually reflected on the car, and it immediately looks much more realistic. See? Okay, let's go back to HDRIs and try to look for something different. Okay, let's maybe try this one. It has completely different look. There's literally hundreds of them. Okay, let's go with this one. Again, completely different look. Yeah, I like this one. So you can play here with it. And for the brushes, you can also search here and find perfect brush for your project. I'm not really much of a sculptor myself, so I'm not going to download them and show them, because I'll be just making mess. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Now you go and explore all of these options. I think that you will have really so much fun searching for assets, combining them into a scene. And I will also very soon have some workflow video where you will be able to see what you can do in 10 to 15 minutes with this BlenderKit add-on. It will be awesome, I promise. So make sure to stick for that one. Thank you very much.